In part 2 of this video, I'm going to go through the construction of the AR-152 HM HybriMAT and show you how to replace the center core. This is the foam shell of the AR-152 HybriMAT. I've taken the compression bag out of the back and removed the center core. My original idea on this target was to have a free-floating center core. It would be held in with the compression bag strapped onto the back of it, and whenever the archer needed to replace the core, all he had to do was remove the compression bag, pop the old core out, pop a new one in, put the compression core back on, and you were good to go. The problem I've run into is sometimes the compression core does not keep enough pressure on the free-floating center to keep it flush with the front. So we have begun lightly bonding the center core into place so you won't have the problems of it actually moving around while you shoot. Once you have your target disassembled and you've taken the old core out, take your new core. You'll notice it's got a flange all the way around it. You take your new core and insert it into the opening in the center of the HM mat. Will fit snugly. So simply center it on the hole and then push down with some pressure and it should slide right in, like I'm going to do right now. That's all there is to it. If you lay it flat on the ground, it's a lot easier, but I've got it at an angle so you can see what I'm doing. Now once you have the core inserted into place, the next step, peel the corners back on your flanges. First, I'm going to show you how to do it with a hot air paint stripper, which is the method I normally recommend as far as bonding these target cores into place. Paint stripper. It'll work very well. You just have to be very careful not to get burned. Actually, it's probably the best way to do it because with this, the heat gets down into the foam and it really bonds it together well. So, get one that will be around 1500 degrees. This is an old paint stripper. I have no idea if it will, what heat it's getting up to. Probably not the 1500, but it'll get hot enough. So you turn it on, let it come up to heat. You peel the corner back and start applying heat. And what I like to do is try to apply the heat to both sides. When you see the red of the element inside the heat gun start to glow, you know you're getting some heat. And you'll smell it too. I'm starting to smell the foam getting hot right now. But just apply the heat and then just roll the foam down. Just take your time, apply the heat, apply it right where the foam comes together, the lip and the target itself. Just let it kind of bond down. And you'll see the foam itself starting to change colors as you apply the heat to it. And hold it down for a few minutes and you're good to go. I'd say hold it down for 30 seconds to a minute. So all told, to put this in will probably take you about 5 minutes. Probably about a minute for each corner. And by the time you get your bag back in it, stand it up, you're ready to shoot, it'll be cool enough to shoot and won't give you any problems at all. Now since I've got this going, I'll show you another neat little trick. This is the target that I shot last night. I shot 120 some arrows in this one spot. And you see you got kind of tattered foam where the arrows were coming through and tearing the foam a bit. Take your hot air paint stripper and kind of apply it to the area, and your tattered bits of foam will kind of melt right down. Get them warmed up. And then again, wear gloves, good leather gloves. Just kind of heat it up, press it down. You don't want to get them way too hot, just more sticky. And you've repaired your target. Now the foam's kind of smashed back down into the area that it was shot out of. And so it's a neat little trick. You can repair your target. That's what I do whenever I'm doing a lot of shooting. and I get some tatters in the back of my target. I'll just heat them up a little bit, push them down with it. Just a quick note, once you put the bag back in it, you start putting your bungees on, it should fit fairly well. We normally have these bags stuffed tighter than this one is. This is one I had that I shoot a lot, and it was made months ago. And so our production bags are actually stuffed a little tighter than this. So you may find that the bag has to be pushed into the shell with more force than what I'm doing. And generally what you can do is lay it flat on the ground and just take your knee and push, and it'll slide right in. And what that does is push your materials inside your bag tighter, so it actually works better. But on this particular target, I've got it set up where I just drop it in, and I'm doing a lot of videos, it makes less work for me. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and put the bungees on, we'll shoot it some. Since I was switching out cores anyway, I decided to substitute our standard duty core as opposed to the high density core the target comes standard with. What I wanted to show you was the ease of air removal out of the standard duty core. It won't last as long as the high density core, but there's no need for aero lubricant when you're using this core. So what I'm going to do now is shoot some arrows into it, show you how well the core stays in place once it's bonded, and show you how easy the arrows remove from this center core as opposed to the high density core. I shot this arrow from a distance of about 5 feet just to show you how nice the arrows pull from this standard duty core. This arrow has no lubricant on it whatsoever. It's just simply a dry arrow shot from about 5 feet away. Now, should you not want to use the aero lubricant on your arrow, then when you order your target, simply request the standard duty target. It will be made out of a 6-pound layered foam, and the aero removal will be no problem out of it with any type of bow you want to shoot it with, without aero lubricant. Right now, I'm going to shoot this target point blank with the AR-152 HybriMAT HM. Comes with a free-floating pre-cut core. This core is 16 inches diameter and made out of extremely high-density foam. When you first start shooting this target, you will definitely have to use some aero lubricant on your arrow in order to have easy aero removal out of the 16-inch diameter core. The rest of the target will pull fine. My Supra's set at about 58 pounds, and you can see I shot it like 2 feet away. If I hadn't put any lube on this arrow, I'd be standing on it to try to pull the arrow out. But with just a little bit of scorpion's venom on the tip, watch how easy it pulls. Once it starts to move, it comes right out. And it got about 4 inches of penetration into the foam. If I was backed up to 20 yards or so, I probably wouldn't have got any more than 2 inches, and the arrow would have pulled even easier. So remember, if you have the high density foam center, a little bit of scorpion's venom, and you're good to go. You can shoot it all you want. That's 121 shots in that hole. That's all I'm going to shoot this evening. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope that it's been informative and instructive for you as far as the AR-152 HM HybriMAT goes. Again, thank you very much, and watch my next video. Thanks.